Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maureen Atieno. Please, thank you so much for tuning in, and also for those who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Also for sharing my videos, commenting on them, liking them. Thank you so much, and please keep doing so. And kindly, those who are new here, please subscribe and like my videos. Also watch them till the end before you continue watching them. As I always reminding you that I will be always publishing more videos as much as possible, just to keep you busy, or just to entertain you, or just to educate you in some ways. So please don't always miss my videos, and how I wish that when you come across them, please remember to watch them. And if you haven't subscribed, you can just press that button and subscribe. It won't cost you anything. It's such an easy task. Subscribing, just touch that bell, done. Yeah. So today I just want to share with you people some of the memories of my late aunt. As I have told you in my previous video that my parents died, so my aunt, sister to my father, took over. So she was the one who was taking care of me as a guardian, as a second mother, etc. And she was just so loving. So she died on January. She died in January, that is last year. So every January we normally remembers her death. And it's so unfortunately that I didn't attend her memorable party. I am far away from the country, but my aunt is always in my heart. And also, I will just wish if I share some of her memories here with you people, since it's so important, especially to Luo culture, to remember those who are no longer with us. It's always just to remember them that way, so that we may keep in touch with them. So I have just seen that it's so important if I share with you these memories of my aunt. Some that I am still remembering till now. There are some that I've forgotten. But this that I can remember, I'm gonna share with you. I wrote them here on this book. So when you see me reading here, just know that I wrote those memories here to remind me, so that I may not skip even one. Even though I have forgotten with some, I will share with you these ones. And there are some of you here who knows my late aunt, and please may my late aunt's soul continue resting eternally. Amen. There are some of you who knows her, some don't know her. And for those who don't know her, you will just watch this video and you will just know her a little bit. Yeah, you can also relate these memories of my aunt with some of your guardians, parents, or even your aunties. Yeah, some of some of her memories here are relatable. Like one thing that I remember my late aunt with is prayers. Prayers. My aunt was a Catholic, and she won't miss attending church services until the day that his niece put her down. Like, she won't go anywhere. So she was just always at home, but she was a prayerful person, in that, let's say you visited her, you won't leave. Immediately you have entered her house, she would make sure she has prayed for you. then the time that you will be leaving, she would also pray to you so that you reach your destination very well. She likes starting her things with prayers and also ending them with prayers. And those who knows her will agree with me that my aunt loves prayer so much. And whenever you visited her, she would first pray for you. Then thereafter, when you are leaving, she would also pray for you. And those the by the time she was now unable to walk, I was the one representing her, especially on those church gathering. Like you see, there are always those meetings, church meetings. They are normally being held. Some are always being held on Sunday after churches, some on Tuesdays. But those who are always being held on Sundays, I used to attend them and represent my aunt. And she would make sure she gives me offering, that is sadaka. She would make sure she gave me some coins with me, and she would instruct me that when her name when I hear her name being called, I should take that money to the bowl. There was a bowl there in the center, so people were being called by their names. It was just a group. That meeting was consisting of a group of Christians. So you know, Christians are normally being grouped into saints. So my aunt saint was Saint Monica. I think so, it was Saint Monica. So whenever her name would be mentioned, go and I would go and put put that money on that bowl, and they will just tick her name, of which those leaders of church knew my auntie. They also knew me. So whenever they see me, they will just they would see my aunt in me, you know. And imagine I was the youngest among them, and they were really giving me that respect, and they were just loving, yeah. And they will make sure that before I leave that meeting, they will make sure that I take a cup of tea and some sweet mandazis before I leave. Thereafter, they would ask me to pass their regards to my beloved aunt, that's my late aunt, and I will do so. Of which, after that meeting, my aunt would ask me everything that were said in the meetings. Also, the Bible quotes that were read, I had to narrate them to her step by step. Yeah, she was a person of God, I can say so. And she also used to pray even while at home. Before she sleeps, she would pray. After she woken up, she would pray. She was a prayerful person. Let me just say so. And I loved that she also inspires me, and I followed her footsteps. Like, I won't miss going to church, especially when I was available and not busy. I will just attend the church services. I was also a Catholic, and I was my I was my in my aunt saint. Yeah, even though I was still young, so they won't write my name among those names of those committee of those elders who were attending that meeting. So my aunt was there representing me, and since she couldn't walk, I was always representing her on those meetings without failing. Also, the church members, they would twice a month come in at my aunt's place and pray to her. Also, they would pray and give her encouraging words. And that was so sweet. In fact, my aunt would be so happy when they visited her house. She was always very happy about that. And that's the one thing I always remember my aunt. Whenever I think about her, I remember she loves to pray. And also when I go back to her graveyard, I would first pray before anything, since she was a prayerful person. And those who knows him, this is a real story, those who knows him will just comment down there and say that, and they will just agree with me automatically, since that was the truth. Yeah. Number two, my aunt was just, I can say she was a spoiler. Like, she was really spoiling me, in that she won't let me cook, especially ugali. And whenever I try to cook it, she would scream at me and say, no, the ugali will come out not cooked, since she believed that when you attend a boarding school, you don't know anything concerning cooking. So she won't allow me to cook. And also frying things like vegetables or fish, it took her time to trust me. Like, whenever I am frying vegetables in the kitchen, she was sitting outside just next to the kitchen, and he would be sniffing and telling me, Maureen, I can't even hear the smell of the onions. It seems like that thing is not cooked well. You have not fried the onions still golden brown. Me, I don't normally trust you in cooking, no. He would complain a lot, and she would exclude me on the kitchen course, and it was like she was spoiling me as a girl child. You know, when you are a lady, you are supposed to know these things. This course at around 10 years, you are supposed to be cooking, washing the dishes, washing clothes, etc. And you see, she was like excluding me in the cooking course. And it took me a very long time to get to know how to cook a good ugali, a well cooked one. And we sometimes we were also, in fact, we were living with let me just call him a cousin. That cousin was my my aunt's grandson. Yeah. And he was a boy, so my aunt prefers him to cook ugali and not me. So whenever it's ugali time, he would be called and cook ugali, but me, she would exclude me. You see that it seems like she was spoiling me, and that was not good. So she was a spoiler also, that if you stay with her, you can get really spoiled and you can regret it in future. Yeah. So number three number three is shouting. Like, my aunt, like, she loves shouting so much, and whenever she sends you to the shop, she would expect you to come within 2 minutes. You are back to the house. Let's say you have gone to the shop and found the item you were sent is not there. She will start getting worried. Where are you? Why are you not coming? And she will start shouting with your name, like, loudly. You know, it's so shameful and embarrassing as a big lady. Your name is being shouted to like that. You know, me, it was like she was embarrassing me in some points. And those times I was also in adolescent stage. Like, I didn't like things that would embarrass me. And I think she knew that weakness of mine, and she will take advantage of shouting at my name. Whenever she sends me and I don't come back earlier, she will shout at my name very loudly, and everyone would hear that. And whenever I comes back, I would ask her, "Why do you call me like that?" And you're the person who sent me. She would start laughing and tell me, "You are taking too long. Why?" You know, she was kind of also funny. She knew that whenever she shouted, I would get embarrassed, so she would just take advantage of it and shout at my name. And whenever I ask her or questions her, she will start laughing immediately, you know. And that chapter will be just closed like that. She was that kind of a person. Number, we are in number what? Number 4. My aunt she loves eating chili peppers. Yeah, hot chili. I guess you know that. So I started living with my aunt at around I don't know how old, but I can remember I was in class 5. Imagine in class 5, all type of foods except ugali and rice. My aunt was must cooked them with hot pepper. Her food, she won't miss to add it on the food, and she loved it cooked already with the food. She won't add it on her plate. She preferred it cooked with the food together. And whenever I started living with her, she didn't even require from me if I also love taking peppers or what. She just she just prepare food with them, and whenever I would eat, my house I would my nose would be running like the mucus all over the tears. And whenever she had me wiping my mucus or tears or even coughing, he will laugh funnily and ask me, "You are not used to taking peppers. Why? It's so nice, it's so appetizing, you know." And even after struggling so much with taking the peppers, she won't leave it till still, and she continuously used it on food, and I get used to it. And those who knows her also would testify this. She loves taking pepper, hot pepper, yeah. And I can say she's the one who inspires me to be a hot pepper lover. And I used to take it for my entire life. I just stopped taking it when I was pregnant, and even after I have given birth, I stopped it. Since now I have a baby, you can't prepare your food with pepper. And I can say I took it for so long in my lifetime just because of my aunt. That is another thing that I can't forget about my aunt. Next one. Next one. Let's go to the next one. Cleanliness. My aunt was so clean. She was at she was approaching, like, let me say, she was approaching 70s, and she was very clean. You know, somebody who is approaching 70 and also has a problem of knees, arthritis, I think it's called like that. You know, they normally get difficulties on sweeping, doing cleaning, house cleaning, or clothes, or whatever. And my aunt was extraordinary. Like, she was very, very clean, and her house was sparkling, starting from the dishes and to the house, also to her clothes. She was so neatly and clean. And And while living with her, my cause was every Saturday I used to do thorough cleaning, and in the second week of the month I would wash the cushions, that's the pillowcases. I would also wipe the photos. He had photos all around her sitting room wall. I would wipe them one by one. I would also clean the couches, like I would scrub them very clean. And my cousin, she would remove the cobwebs. Thereafter, I will mop the floor. My cousin would also fetch water for me. So this house was so very clean, and at times he would also remove her beddings to be washed, the clothes to be washed, even though she was not trusting my laundry. Whenever I washed her clothes and finished them faster, she would complain and say they are not washed well. You know, she didn't trust me since I was in a boarding school. She just assumed that those who are in a boarding school doesn't know a thing. And that was my aunt, yeah. And also my aunt was a funny person. She loved life. And whenever she was a person full of life, like she would after getting her favorite drink, she will just be on her world. Like she will even remember her dead parents, her dead sister-in-laws, her dead brothers, cousins, and she would start crying like, how now? And whenever I hear her crying, I would ask her, why? What are you crying? What's wrong? I would even think that it's the knees are paining, or she's sick, or she has received a bad news or something. Not exactly. She was just remembering her parents who died long ago, and she would cry out louder. And I will just comfort her by telling her, you know, I am also an orphan, and your parents were my grandparents. They also lived with me and left. It's painful. Let's just focus. So in my as I give her this comfortness, she would even cry out louder, and I would be so shocked. My aunt was so funny. Let me just say so. She was so funny, and I lived with her. I know her in and out. She was a funny person. Like you would laugh several times. You will just laugh, you know. And laughing is healthy. Yeah. And next one, my aunt likes correcting people. Like let's say you are wrong, she will correct you on that spot, and things will move on whether you like it or not. She will correct you, and she also like asking for forgiveness whenever she is wrong, and remembered that you are upset with her. She will look for you and ask for you for forgiveness. Like several occasions when she annoys me, she would reconcile, you know. She was just a good woman, you know. And I really love that about her. She was not a person that would keep things in her heart for several days. She was kind of asking for forgiveness all that time. Yeah, that's my aunt. Number next one is my aunt loves greeting people. Like my aunt, her house had three doors: the main door and the private door just back at the other side of the house. The main door was just next to the gate. She also had two gates. The other gate, you know, the other gate that's not always used occasionally. So she used to sat behind the house on a veranda, and my aunt's house was in the center of the road. Like the main door, there was a road. Also at the back, there was a road. So the place where she used to sat on, she would greet everyone that is passing by. She will greet them whether she knows you or not. She will just say hi to you. So there was a time there was a time her granddaughter came to visit, her great granddaughter came to say hi to her for a short period of time, and the granddaughter was just, she was just 3 years, and she knew that my aunt likes greeting people. So whenever she sees that a person has passed by and she has not greeted her, she will remind her, "You have not greeted that person," and they will laugh together, and also I will laugh. It was just memorable, guys. So she was that type of people that she can't pass you. And Makiu, my aunt's funeral was full of people. Also, strangers attended that funeral. The home was filled with people. Some were even hanging on the road there because Homestead was full. Even the way going to the graveyard was full of people, and it forces the family just to exclude some people. So only the family members attended the burial, like going to the graveyard. Only the family members went there to bury her. Since people were so many, the crowd was so full, and I always think that people were many since she was a person of people. People loved her just that way, and so many people knew her because she loves greeting. Yeah. And the next one, I think this I have talked about, and also my aunt at that age of 70, she preferred she preferred food over the clothes. Like whenever you visit her and brings her a nice dress, she will told you, no, next time when you are coming, don't bring me a dress, come with food. I need food more than clothes. I will die and leave these clothes here. Why do you keep on bringing clothes? No, I don't like them. So she prefers food to clothes. That's my aunt. Yeah. Also, mm, my aunt my aunt used to take also a good care of her skin. Like after bathing, you know those grandparents or those old people, they normally after bathing they will apply soap on their skin. My aunt, no way, she used to apply Vaseline. And there is a cousin of mine, my immediate cousin, my brother and my father and her father are brothers, real brothers. So my cousin had used to have a shop in town, a very big shop. She was selling both stuffs and also non-food stuffs. And mostly and mainly she was selling body lotions and also solids. Those are Vaselines. She would go to Tanzania and bring them. You know, the oils from Tanzania are very good and preferable to the skin. So whenever she visits my aunt, she would bring oil. So when this oil gets over, she would make a call to her, and when she can't reach her, she will just send you to her. She loves her skin so much. Yeah. And that's my aunt. And my aunt, another thing that I can't forget with is my aunt. She won't call me with my real name. Most of the time she was not calling me by real name. She would call me my my brother's baby, Nyathio Wadwa, in quotes. That's in my, you know, we are Luos, so we used to speak Dholuo with my aunt. Yeah, I have just I'm just trying to translate them in English for you all to understand, because when I start speaking my mother tongue here, no one will watch this video, and I know you all won't even understand a thing. So my aunt used to call me Nyathio Wadwa, meaning my brother's daughter. Yeah, she would call me like that several times, even whenever she's questioning me of an habit that she don't want. She will just refer me with that name. And my aunt died without even slapping me. And remember, she started living with me at class 5. Even slapping me nor pinching me nor, there was no beating of any kind. She just died peacefully. She would just quarrel you, and later on you will be friends again. She was a very loving person, and I have just seen that it's very important if I share her memories here with you people, so that you may also help me wish her good memory wherever she is in heaven. Please help me wish her good memories, good rest in peace, since she was like she was my second mother. Yeah, she was just like my mom, you know. So please people, watch this video till the end, and also you can help me wish my dear aunt, my dear late aunt, continue resting in peace messages. You can write them below there. They will just comfort me, and I will just feel okay. And also her heart will be just at peace when maybe she feels like I'm still remembering her in 1, 2, 3. It will just be good. So people, my beautiful people, my beautiful viewers, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't get tired. Watch my videos, comment on them, share them. And please, thank you so much for the good work. So that's all for this video of today. And don't miss to watch it, please. Thank you all for watching it. I love you all. Bye.